What are you doing, girl? Hey.
Hey.
What we got going on here?
Yeah. I don't know. What we got going on?
Yes. Welcome back to another episode, guys. Today I've got a pretty fun video for you guys. It's a video I've been wanting to do for a while, but because of all the virus stuff, it has been delayed. But the kayaks are finally here. I've got two brand new Old Town Kayaks. I got an Autopilot 12-foot and I've got a 10-foot powered by Minn Kota. Now what's cool about these kayaks is one's for me and one's for Bethany. Bethany just straight up like got the deal done at the Classic. It was pretty funny. I went and met with Ryan over at Old Town. We were talking about the new kayaks. We were talking about getting the new kayak. And he goes, "Is there any more questions?" And Bethany looks him dead in the eye and says, "Yeah, I want that kayak right there." And Ryan goes, "All right, consider it done." So Bethany is now the proud owner of a beautiful brand new 10-foot Old Town kayak. So we're gonna get into these things. We're gonna do the unboxing today. We're not gonna have time to get on the water today, but me and Bethany are both gonna go out and make a ton of content in these kayaks. So that's something that you guys will see obviously later on. But today I just wanna get the kayaks open. I wanna go over the brand new kayaks because this is obviously the flagship for this year. And then this is like the price point kayak to get you into the motored kayaks. And I just thought it'd be an awesome opportunity for, hey, Bobby, get over here, stop.
Yeah, he's not listening.
That's what I deal with all the time. But anyway, that's what we're doing today, and hopefully you guys enjoy today's episode. This is it's next level. I mean, it really is just kind of ridiculous that Old Town has figured out how to use the spot lock technology inside of a kayak. I mean, that's cool. So Bethany obviously has got the 10-foot with the 45-pound thrust Minn Kota in it. And then I've got the Autopilot, which has all the same technology as an Ultrex. You get spot lock, GPS enabled. I mean, the whole nine. Anything you can do with an Ultrex, you can do with that motor. And it's just freaking insanity that I have that in a kayak now, which I'll be honest, we're going to spend a lot of time in some kayaks this year just because I do love my boat. There's absolutely nothing wrong with my boat. It's just, there's something really kind of nice and freeing about just getting out in your kayaks, zero gas in it other than what you put in your truck and just going out there and enjoying nature. It's just a little bit easier than loading your boat up and going fishing. But I don't know. I cannot wait to get out in these things, spend some time with Bethany and use these kayaks. So what I'm gonna do, we're gonna walk through both of them. I'm gonna show you all the features, kind of talk about, the motor, talk about the boat itself, kind of talk about some of the features. But what's the coolest thing about these kayaks, I think, is we went to ICAST this past year and we had a meeting, had a dinner. At that dinner, we got to meet with the engineers that work for Old Town. And they asked us all kinds of questions about things that we would like to see in these kayaks. And in these kayaks, I've seen all my suggestions come to life, which is really, really awesome. So let's start at the front and we'll move all the way to the back and go over these kayaks. All right, so here they are. 10-foot, 12-foot. This is the Autopilot with a 45-pound thrust trolling motor, 12-foot long. And then this is the 10-foot powered by Minn Kota, 45-pound thrust trolling motor. So first thing right off the back that I'm loving already are these handles. That's something that everybody that at those meetings talked about, that they wanted to see the handles redesigned so they're just a little bit more accessible, which is awesome. Moving on, obviously we've got the powerhouse here. This is the Autopilot system. Again, the same exact thing as a Ultrex. You get all the same features except for it's in a kayak. The next awesome feature are these. This is actually how you control your rudder in the bag. Everything is controlled by your feet, so this is literally 1000% a hands-free fishing experience outside of having to control the motor with the little bitty remote. But both of those on both sides. Obviously plenty of floor space here. You got the EVA foam in the bottom. This is how you actually deploy your Ultrex. So you just pull this up and it attaches right up here to this bolt and it'll pull your Ultrex in and it activates your Ultrex. You go up under the seat here, which again, upgraded seat on this thing. awesome. I'm loving it already. Go under here, this is where your battery box is gonna be at. So you obviously have to have a battery to be able to run the electric motor. Your battery goes in here. It's really, really simple. You just put the connectors in, plug this bad boy in here, and then there's another plug up there for your Ultrex. Plug that bad boy in, and you are rocking and rolling. It's kind of like it's a plug and play system. You really don't have to have anything extra when you buy this kayak, which is really, really awesome. It's everything that you could possibly need, just plug and play. Only thing that you have to buy is the battery itself. Going back here, now this is where I seen my suggestions come into this kayak. I told them the number one thing I want to see is a totally like blown out humongous splash well where you can fit everything from your black pack to your Bexley. I mean, literally I could sit Bexley back there and she would totally fit in that kayak. And that is just something that I said that I wanted to see. I said I also wanted to see a totally flat area here where you can set any kind of pack you want to. Black pack, Hobie pack, plain old box, whatever you want to put in there, it's going to sit flat, and then you can tether it in with the elastic. I also said I wanted to see some more railing, and I wanted to see metal railing, and that's what they've done. They've upgraded, got all metal rails in the back here, plenty of space to put any kind of extra rod holders or any accessories you want to put, GoPro mounts, all that kind of stuff. But then you also get the flush mounted rod holders, which are awesome, and you get two up front as well. These actually put your rods out in front of you, which I found are awesome for rigging. Keep going back here. The back is just really, I love it. I love the redesign. I love the squared off look. I love the blown out splash wheel. Everything about this, I love it. The next thing are these handles. Two big handles on each side. That's something, again, I suggested. On the other two kayaks that I have, it's kind of hard to manipulate them. You know, they have the side handle, all that kind of stuff. And when you're loading, unloading these kayaks by yourself, you gotta have some grip to get a hold of. And they did that in the back here. But love this just completely redesigned splash wheel. I mean, guys, I wish you could see it. You need to go see one in person at a kayak dealership about how big this thing actually is. I mean, you can fit black pack, plain old boxes, cooler. You could probably fit, so that's a 45 size Yeti right here. It would be close. I would have to pull out or put the rudder down, but you could definitely fit that Yeti back in there, which is just absolutely insane. I love it. And then obviously badass orange color, go Vols. Tennessee fan, so it's not exactly Tennessee orange. It's close enough. It's close enough. One thing that I failed to mention up here, storage, you know, for pliers, plastics, all that kind of stuff. On the other side, a little bit of storage. But what is really cool here for the tournament guy, catch boards will fit right up under here. You just take your catch board, slide it right up under there, and it sits there. You can butt it up to right here, and it's tournament ready. Whip that thing out, take your pictures, and you're cooking with peanut oil. Another thing is they designed in this little segment right here so that you can set your catch board down in there, put your fish right on top of it. They really designed this kayak for those bigger tournaments in mind, even smaller tournaments if your tournaments allow motors. Now, let's go over to the 10-foot. You digging it?
I am.
Bethany's loving her kayak already. It is pretty much just like the downsized version. It's the 10-foot version of what you've got over in the Autopilot. The only big differences are obviously the motor. You don't get the spot lock and all that stuff, but you still get a 45-pound thrust Minn Kota trolling motor. You get the storage on the side here is just a little bit different. You get the kind of old school storage with the web, but honestly, those things worked awesome on that kayak. But then here too, you get that extra storage so you can put stuff up under here. You don't get as big of a space, so you probably won't be able to fit your catch board up under there, which we'll check that because I'm not really sure about that. Yeah, I think we'll be able to check that and get that to fit. But then in the back, again, redesigned splash wheel, big oversized rudder. You get the railing in the back. You get everything. You get the big handles, all that kind of stuff. I mean, like I said, pretty much the same exact design on the kayak. Both have the catamaran style hull that was on the top water. That's actually what this kayak was designed around, was the top water. So you're going to get that super stability out of them. But just freaking, I'm loving these kayaks. I love the look. The back of this thing is sexy. But yeah, guys, that's the brand new kayaks. I am super jacked to go get them on the water. We'll break down all the features of the motor and all that stuff once we get them on the water.
Bobby!
Quit rolling in.
Around in the stink.
I will give you a bath. Look at him. He's nasty. He's disgusting.
Covered in dirt.
He's disgusting. Disgusting dog. But anyway, we'll get out on the water and do a full breakdown of all the electronics and all that kind of stuff on these boats. Obviously, you can't do it while you're in the garage. You actually got to be in the water so you can deploy the motor and all that. I'll talk about the kill switch. One thing I will mention is that the Ultrix, I keep calling it an Ultrix because that's what I'm used to calling it. The Autopilot motor runs on the iPilot remote. This is the same remote that you would get if you had an Ultrix. All the same features, go, stop, blah, 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 all the same. So if you're familiar with the Ultrix, then you'll be able to plug and play with this thing. And if you're not familiar, honestly, it took me all of about 5 minutes to figure out how to use my Ultrix remote, and I was driving my boat out and around the middle of the lake with nobody in it, which was really, really cool. But just awesome, awesome overall design, awesome redesign on the boats. I cannot wait to get them out on the water. How excited are you?
I'm excited.
Like, super
Real
excited? Yeah, Bethany loves the whole kayak experience. And when she found out I was getting a kayak with an electric motor in it, she was like, wait, where's my kayak with an electric motor? So she's jacked up about it. But guys, first of all, humongous shout out to Old Town. I'm very happy with these kayaks, and just a huge shout out to them. I mean, they have treated me really good. It sent me some awesome products. Me and Bethany have had some great times together in our kayaks, which is really, really cool. But as always, guys, thank you for watching. Questions, comments, go leave them down below. I'll be down there answering questions about these things. Obviously, there's probably going to be quite a few questions about them, and we're going to try to answer them over the next few weeks as we use these kayaks and really go out and torture test these bad boys. But if these things are half as good as the kayaks that I already have, I know I'm going to be extremely satisfied with them. So go down there if you have any questions, anything like that. I'll make sure and link Old Town down below too, so you guys can check out their website, check out the price points on both these kayaks. I'm going to be honest, they're not cheap, but it is what it is when you're buying a kayak with a motor in it. So I feel very fortunate to be able to be in this kayak and be able to fish out of it this year. But yeah, as always, you guys are sweet. And
thanks for watching.
bye-bye.